We are live from Hack Studios. Hello, all. Hey, how are you? Wait, what is this? Be sure to drink your quarantine. I will. I have this. I'm going to drink that, and then I'm going to drink some of this, too. I got some, where is it? Some of this. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Hack Studios. I'm Thibert. We are live, and I got bored today. I got cabin fever. Just got back from lunch with my funny little honey, my wife, Pamela. And we got takeout, and we went through the drive-thru, and then we just went in the parking lot, and we ate right there in the car. I haven't done that since I was a kid. I haven't eaten in my car since I was a kid. So it actually was kind of fun to just hang out and listen to the radio and have a conversation with my wife and have a good time. And there's a local sandwich shop here, and the guy's so cool to us. We've been going there since Amanda was a little kid, and it's a family-run business. So it was good to see them, and their drive-thru was going crazy. They were packed, so that's nice. I'm glad that at least they're seemingly doing well. The lunch rush was good, so that's cool. Wow, we got a lot of people in the chat. Hey, you guys, you must be bored too. Level 5, you must be bored to come in and hang out with me. I'm probably the most boring YouTuber out there. Nestor, what's up? What's up? We got Michael Green, Art. Yee. I'm in the house. I'm here. That Cecil drawing always cracks me up. How you doing? I borrow. Hail Art. Hey, Zach Bradley, what's up? What's up, my brother from another mother, as they say. It's good to see all you guys. It's good to see you. I feel like I've been away for too long. I usually do a stream Wednesday. I didn't do one Wednesday. So I've been doing this, you guys. Oh my gosh, I've been writing and laying out on Chrono Mechanics. Look at all these Post-its. I've been working on balloon placements. You can kind of see how that works. Just like some correcting, some editing, some back and forth with the letterer. Here's a complete notes. These notes are to my wife that I'm co-writing the story with. So here's a layout, a balloon placement layout. So that's what you do. You put all the balloons, and then you send them off to the letterer, and then they know where the placement's going to be on everything. Here's all the scripts. Look at this. Look at all this. It's official, man. Things are getting done. Things are getting done. Oh, this one was pretty cool. The layout on this. It's a lot of fun. I love doing the balloon placements. With Chrono, there's a lot of things that are happening that are kind of unorthodox with usual storytelling and balloon layouts. So just like with the artwork and the coloring and the concept itself, it's all outside the box, completely original. Yeah, each one of the characters in the Chronoverse, in the comic book, are going to have a different, unique font. So everybody speaks with their own font and their own balloon layout. It's quite intensive and a lot of work for Jeff Eckelberry, but Jeff is a pro. He's been down this road before with me, and I'm supposed to be quiet. Oh, you're supposed to be quiet.
I'm just bringing you some water.
I think she wants to just kind of come in and help me out and then disappear like a phantom. That's my wife, Pamela.
Hi, everyone.
Hey. She's got stuff to do. She's got books to write. She's got pages to get out to Jeff Eckelberry. Letterer extraordinaire. Yeah, so Jeff's busy at work. The colors are done. The lettering is close, and we should be going to print on Chrono Mechanics soon. So I am very, very happy. There's just one more stumbling block with this virus that some printers and people aren't open right now. So we're going to have to change our plans a little bit and alter them, because we were going to go with Print Ninja, and they're the Chinese printing company. So that's going to be a little tough. Although I hear that they're open again. So I guess I could get on their waiting list, because I'm sure they have a pretty major waiting list. Let's see what this is. I haven't been in a drive-in movie theater since I was a kid. Yeah, it was just a drive-in, like a drive-through, I guess, like a restaurant. But yeah, I think for my daughter's birthday or something, we took her to a drive-in, I guess late last year. And we went to go see Men in Black 3. Bad movie, but it was a good time. It was fun. It's weird, because if you're going for quality, don't go to a drive-in. Yeah, the sound and the picture is horrible. The picture's horrible. If you have a good sound system in the car, it's pretty good. Hey Art, hey dudes, we got Rooster Puncher, level 5. I'm always here. I'm here for you, brother. I'm here. Yeah, everybody loves Rooster Puncher. There is a great love for the punch of the roost. Afternoon, Art. What's up, man? Yeah, I just thought I would hang out with you guys. Hey, Captain Canada, and just kill an hour or so, and then get back to work. You guys are look at this. You guys are all over the place. It's always fun, man, seeing all you guys in the chat here. Kingdom Comics, I'm doing really well, getting a nice vacation from work, so I might as well draw comics. Yeah. Some of us draw for a living, so it's not quite a vacation. Actually, who am I kidding? Every day drawing comics is a vacation. Every day. Saw some nice side boob. What? From where? From me? If you saw it from me, you wouldn't be talking that way. I'm wrapping up some new scripts today. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's weird, because I'm kind of, in a sense, I'm not jealous of the outside world anymore. Everybody going out and having a good time, and I'm stuck in, drawing my comics. So now everybody's doing the same thing. So everybody's quarantined the way most of my life has been, just drawing in the studio here. But I had to get out today. And yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, I went out and I got my hair cut. It's getting a little crazy, getting a little long. And I guess, all non-essential businesses are supposed to be closed. And so just like the local sandwich shop that we went to, we have like a mom and pop place that we get our hair cut, and Amanda and Pamela get their hair done there. And her name's Sam, and she's awesome. It's her and her husband that run the place. And so I guess she's not supposed to be open for business. So I get a call. It's like, hey, Art, your hair getting long. And so she said the same to my wife. And it's like, yeah. And so it's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm only open for certain customers, my good customers and friends. So if you need your haircut, come around to the back. It's like the 5th door over in the back. So I'm like, okay, all right. So Pamela was first, and then she came home, and then I went later. And so you have to do like a little code knock on the back of the door, like was it two knocks and then 3 or some code. And so you knock, and then the door cracks open, and it's like, Art? And it's like, yeah. And so then they open it, let you in. And it's like a speakeasy, man. It's like Prohibition, that Sam somehow like running whiskey and rum out of her business there. So it was really weird, and all the lights were off in the front of the salon, I guess they call it. And so we're kind of in the back. We have one light on, and it was really kind of I don't know. It was exhilarating. I felt like a lawbreaker. I felt like I was breaking the law. So it was a lot of fun. And so I got my hair cut, and so I don't know. I kind of felt good like today, just giving to the local businesses, giving them my money, and just trying to have some sense of normalcy, getting back to a regular, I don't know, life. I'm done with this. I don't get out much, but man, the world coming to a halt right now. This is ridiculous. I mean, the virus is bad. Don't get me wrong, but everybody putting their lives on hold, the whole world putting their lives on hold, that's almost more insane to me. Everything coming to a stop, and these ripple effects are going to hurt people, small businesses, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be people that are going to lose their livelihood. They're going to lose their homes. They're going to lose their businesses. I'm just not sure that the virus is worth it. I heard there's several of our leaders saying, if we can save one person, then it's worth it. Save one person? What the hell are you talking about? One person, and everybody has to put their lives on hold for one person. I was listening to some PragerU, and Dennis Prager was talking about every time they raise the speed limit on the freeway, death tolls go up, death rates go up. You assess, people's lives and their day-to-day versus the risk. So there's risk with everything. There's people that die on the freeway and die trying to get to work every day. Where's the claim there? Oh, well, we should only we shouldn't open the freeways because if just one person dies, then no one should ride on the freeway. This is asinine, you guys. I'm sorry, I don't know where you fit in all this, but I'm kind of fed up with it. You can tell by the tone of my voice. I think there's more bad that's coming out of this than good with this quarantine. We have Belnid. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, brother? I love watching movies in my pajamas. Yeah, I watch movies in my pajamas all the time. I'm in my pajamas right now. No, I'm not, but close. I got sweats on. Sweats are like adult pajamas. I just shared this on my Twitter. Thank you so much. Oh, and you guys, please like and check to make sure you're subscribed. My numbers have just, not that they flatlined. They're just non-existent. And then a couple of you have informed me privately and said that you're not getting your notices when I'm going live. So there is something going on, and that's happening out there. So yes, so please check, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure that you hit the bell for notifications, and that you give, if you like it, I don't want to say you have to, but if you like it, give it a big thumbs up. Give this video a big thumbs up. I'm going to go over some of my campaigns, and then I have some of, well, I showed you some of my layouts. This is what I'm working on right now, is just balloon placements and just a bunch of dialogue ideas. So I do a run through, like a rough, and then I try to hone it as much as possible, and then I hand it off to Pamela, and then she tweaks it up. Sometimes, like I try to write the characters with their voice. Each one has a unique way of speaking, but a lot of times I'm just taking broad strokes, and so when I hand it off to her, she puts all the dialogue in the character's voice and makes sure that that we're not contradicting ourselves, or that the character, like the way they talk, is out of place. So that's kind of our working relationship at this point. So it's going pretty good. Unemployment is way up. This is, I don't know, man. I mean, what was the Spock thing on was it Wrath of Khan? Like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And then he says, or the one. So, I mean, people do die. No one likes it. No one likes it. And to be honest, Pamela and I have checked like the normal flu stats and then the coronavirus stats. And you know what? I mean, they're pretty similar. So we lose a lot of people annually just based on flus and colds. And they're the same high risk category. So if you have a compromised immune system, or you're an older person, or like really, really young, they're at high risk. So the high risk, take care, make sure you be as safe as possible. But do you shut down the entire world? The ends don't seem to justify the means to me personally, unless there's just something that they're not telling us. If there's something greater or bigger, that's where I put the tinfoil hat on and start getting my conspiracy theories going. Like this is the tip of the iceberg or something like that. And like I've thought this, and John Malin says this is like, well, is this going to come up next year? Are we going to do the same thing next year? And then the following year and the following year? Like, what do you do? Like this seems to be kind of a crazy idea that you just shut the world down. If we can save just one person. Drive-through haircuts, ooh, they can use the suck cut, the buzz cut, man. They just like hook you up to a flow beat and then drive on, and the next just go. It'll be like socialized medicine, but it'll be like socialized haircuts. They have haircut day, and you just go and get your buzz cut, and then you move through the drive-through. This is a good idea, level 5. With the way we're going with this more socialized agenda, like America and capitalism and our freedoms, we're just start adapting to the socialized way of doing things. So everybody will get the same haircut. It'll cost the same for everybody. Nobody will be treated special or different. All right. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat today. Art is pure propaganda. Yeah, I am. But I must admit, you're talking about the speakeasy haircut. There's a side of me that's like, yeah, I'm a lawbreaker, right? This is the extent of me being edgy anymore in my life, like getting an illegal haircut. Ooh, I like this. Art's mob name is the Clipper. The Clipper. We have Sketch Therapy. What's up, Sketch Therapy? How are you, brother? If the economy fails, the customers have no money. You know it. I know it. Everybody in the chat knows it. I don't know what's going on. I'll put the tinfoil hat back on for a minute. Is this some kind of weird social experiment? Is this like what do they call those when you're in elementary school? The when the bell rings, the emergency thing, and you go do you line up and get out of the building in case there's trouble. What do they call that? They're like a something drill. I forget what it's called, but they're basically getting you ready for some kind of catastrophe. So I was wondering if this is just a run through in case there's like a pandemic, like a real crazy pandemic, and then they'll have all these rules and these ways of managing people, and they're going to see how long they can prolong this, how people react to it, the level of insanity that comes out of the quarantines. So, like I said, that's my tinfoil hat. Unemployment is way up. Yeah, this is not good, you guys. If we die, we die. Yeah, we're born and we die. We don't get to choose when. And like I said, if you're in a high risk category, you just be careful, man. You just be careful. Art, you are my second favorite cable artist, second to Liefeld. Well, you know what? To be second to Liefeld on a character that he created, that's pretty damn good. So thank you, Michael Green. I appreciate it. I do. speed limits on the freeway should be 15 miles an hour. Well, you know what? It would save lives. It would save lives. It's the same damn logic, right? Oh, well, we got to lower the speed limit because if just one person dies, then we can't have that. If just one person dies, I can't believe these are our leaders. Our leaders are saying this shit. What was it? The mayor of New York or whatever was saying, if we could just save one person, or if just one person dies, whatever. Let's see what Sketch says. By appointment only with gloves, mask, sterilizers, room every. Yeah. I mean, she was spraying down all the stuff, and she was trying to Sam, when I got my haircut, she was trying to make me feel at ease and stuff, and she was only taking one person at a time, so it wasn't like there was a bunch of people there and things. So, but the thing is, they're just like most small businesses. We're all hand to mouth, month to month. So bowl cuts, yeah, socialized haircutting, yeah. So this is going to hurt people. It is hurting people now. The comics industry might not survive this. You've heard numerous comic book YouTubers talk about this, and this is insane. This is absolutely insane. COVID is much more contagious. If you look at the math, considering the worst, the dead don't buy. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, and I'm not saying it's not horrible. So don't get me wrong. I'm not. But is the greater good being served? I don't know. And also, this is one thing my wife and I were talking about at lunch. I don't want this to come back to the average person. Like somehow we need to accept the responsibility for this, so that we need to shoulder the burden or have some of our personal freedom stripped away from us. I don't want that to happen. I think we need better sanctions against some of these countries that are still kind of practicing third world hygiene and taking care of their own, because most of these diseases, most of these highly contagious diseases are coming from those regions of the world. So we need to, as the leader of the world, we need to put more sanctions on these countries and these places and make sure these things don't leave their boundaries. They don't leave their shores, because that's how you have world pandemics. So I think I'm not racist. I'm not any of those things, but I think that China, we need to put some sanctions on them, and we need to teach them and some of these other places that they need to straighten up. If not, there's going to be sanctions against them, because it's just, I mean, somebody has to take responsibility. Somebody has to, step up. And we didn't do it. We didn't cause this. Another country did. We're just getting to reap the rewards of it. Floby stock has rocketed. Yeah, everybody's still my idea, sketch therapy. If nobody has money, the government can take control. Yeah, and if they can scare you into a pandemic, then you're going to look at them for complete leadership. You know what I mean? Because we can't control it. We can't do anything about it. They got everybody running scared. Everybody staying in their houses like little scared, mice, and waiting for Big Brother to tell us when we can live our lives again. And I know there's a flip side. That's why these aren't easy. And there's no easy answers. But hiding and being quarantined, I don't know if that's the answer either. Family businesses that have been for generations that aren't going to be in existence anymore. The comics industry, we got to weigh all of this stuff. We can't just, based on a smaller percentage or a high risk category. Arts conspiracy theories are pretty interesting. Well, I don't know about that, you guys. I just spend a lot of time alone thinking my thoughts, being crazy. Yeah, I mean, they probably are so far-fetched and out there, but they make sense to me. Hail Caesar. Hail all. What is that one? I love the Dane Cook joke where he's like, this is an old Dane Cook joke where he's at like the supermarket or something, and somebody's talking crazy, right? And then everybody that's in the supermarket around there is like, that dude's a lunatic. But then there's some guy around the corner. He's listening to this guy. And he's like, you know what? This guy's making a lot of sense. Like, all you need is that one guy, right? And you have a follower. All you need, like, you can talk crazy, right? But then you get one guy that's like, yeah, this makes sense. And then you get one more guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. And before you know it, you have Jonestown. Or you have Scientology. Okay. Oh man, I haven't seen the Sticky Wicked in a while. Maybe my alerts are going out. Or if you guys could tweet out, that would be cool too. I'm getting a good amount of people in here. So do you really think Trump would shut down his precious economy if it wasn't absolutely necessary? Do you think China would? No. Like I said, I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm just saying that, do the ends justify the means? I don't know. But I don't see, no one in my life has gotten sick. Thank goodness. There's nobody I know. And all the death tolls that I've heard so far have been high-risk categories. So it is a threat against high-risk categories, but is it really a threat to everybody? Like, wouldn't it be better if maybe our governments trusted us to actually be safe and to show caution and try to educate people and still give us freedom of choice to go out? I don't know. I mean, these are the things I do go back and forth on, but I don't have the answers either. I mean, it's not an easy thing to work out, but I do see the ripple effects everywhere else. I do see businesses going out. I do see people staying at home. I do see those things. So I don't know, but I'm not saying it's not real, and I'm not saying that I don't feel for people, because I do. Don't suck up on TP stock, up on guns. Yeah, because if somebody's going to come after your toilet paper, it's the only way you're going to be able to defend yourself. I heard gun sales are up, but with the waiting, the way the waiting is, it might take a while to get your guns. Yeah, let's see what Sketch has. To say no one gets out of life alive, even Jesus died. If you believe and if you don't believe, you still probably know no one gets out alive. Yeah, I mean, it's the deal, right? You're born and then you die. So, yeah. And no one gets to decide when they go unless they take their own lives. Hey, Art. Hey, Victor Thomas. We should probably move on. I got some stuff I want to show you guys. I've been jonesing to get back to drawing. I have some ideas here that I've been playing with. This is, I don't know if the camera. So this is a white commission. So I have this I kind of like, and then there's this one here. I think I like this one better though. And so the lighting's weird. So in the background, it's going to have the yin yang gun sight in the background. So here's this. Well, I can't do it right. Everything's backwards. So there's like the gun sight across. How does it go? everything's reversed. But you get the idea. Then the yin yang will be behind her, and there'll probably be some kind of like smoke effects behind in black with hatching. So that's gonna be really cool. So I'm working on that. There's also it's either gonna be a variant cover or a black and white print that I'm gonna do with my Second Chance, Black and White Second Chance campaign. Comic Book Bob, or Comic Book Bob, Comic Book Scrapyard. There's so many Bobs, there's so many Bears, there's so many comic book in this community. Comic Book Scrapyard, 50 miles wouldn't save lives. I drive off the road. Yeah. Or some bonehead would go, you know what, the traffic isn't too bad. I'll walk across the freeway and then get hit. Never happened, too many woke people in Congress. Yeah, you know, like this is just me armchair kind of coming up with solutions and observations. I clearly don't have the answers, you guys. And like I said, I try to make it seem like it's a little funny where I put on the tinfoil hat, meaning, you know, it sounds like conspiracy theories. So I try not to I try not to air my points of view with like it being too serious, because I don't know. The whole planet is lockstep stopped. All protests, insult, worldwide lockdown, and curfew to thunderous applause. I see so many lemmings. If they die, they die. If I die, I die. Yeah, and there's that saying too. It's better to go out with your boots on. So I don't know. I would probably feel a lot different if I couldn't work, because I work every day still, because my job, especially now with crowdfunding, I'm going directly to you guys in the chat and people that hang out with me on social media. So my business hasn't really changed too much. So I'm still working, but I guarantee you a breadwinner's worth is wrapped up in their livelihood. And if you couldn't support your family and you can't take care of them, I know that leads to depression and sadness unto itself. So if I couldn't still work, I don't know how I would feel right now. If the government was telling me I couldn't earn a living and I couldn't do what brings me pride and helps me provide for my family, I don't know how I'd feel about it right now. Because it hasn't got to that point. I can still make a living. There are some people in the comics industry that can't say that. So in hindsight, I'm glad that Comicsgate, I signed on, 2 years ago, and that I've been doing this crowdfunding, because for the most part, I'm not touched by this. Ahoy there, folks. King Crow. China only reported 5 to 8K deaths, while their crematoriums shipped 50K urns to families across. Yeah, totally believe the CCP numbers. Yeah, I do. But also, man, we got to hold these people accountable, because they didn't let out the seriousness early enough, I think. I think there were some missteps, and there were some people not really taking responsibility early on. We're all mad here. Yes, we are. I personally hope the comics industry bounces back stronger, and the big two realize that they have to cater to fans again. I agree. I'm looking at the short term. It's going to be real tough. It's going to be real tough. And what always happens in these times of need, you'll find out who the true leaders are and where the good ideas are. So it'll kind of be a clean of the old. The old guard will go away. Like Diamond will go away. Hopefully not too many comic shops, although every day they keep dropping off like flies, and it saddens me. It saddens me, because that's the mainstream's only way to get books to you guys. Like I said, my delivery service isn't based on that. As long as the postal service works, as long as I can get my books printed, and you guys like what I'm doing and back it, that's it. I have no middleman. I have no delivery service that I'm dependent on. So I'm fairly self-reliant if those two entities stay around, which is printing and shipping. So, but I don't want to see. I want to see Marvel and DC. I want to see them stay. I want to see them put out good comics that people want, pander to the needs of the people. Hopefully they learn like we have, take it to the people, listen to the people, and give them good product, things that they want, not agenda driven, not, those type of comic books that relate to a wider range of people. That's what we need. And I've said for years that Diamond had a monopoly. Monopolies are never good. They're never good. We're seeing why they're not good. So I've said for years that DC is Time Warner. Time Warner has their own distribution. Time Magazine, they have a series of magazines that they ship. They get them into retail outlets all over the place. So there's no reason they couldn't distribute their own comic books. It doesn't make any sense. It's asinine. It was asinine. And I can't believe it took this long for the bottom to drop out. I know Marvel some years ago bought Heroes World and tried to distribute their own comic books. And I applauded them for that. I thought that was a smart way to go. When I started in this business, there were several distributors. One that I really missed when they went out of business was Capital. Capital liked comic creators. I got to talk directly to them. I got covers when I did black and white. I got covers from them. I could negotiate. I could work out deals with them. Diamond, not so much. Diamond kind of was. They were only the strong survive. They set up a series of like a system of like only the best of the best books and stuff like that, where the smaller books weren't even in the catalog anymore. I think they had like a criteria. If you didn't have so many orders, then you weren't allowed to be in the catalog anymore, and stuff like that. They had a lot of restrictions and things. And I think it was because they were the only game in town. So when there's competition, these things are good. And the reason I bring this up is because there was a little book called Teenage Ninja Turtles, and under Diamond's guidelines, when they did that, this was years ago, you guys, decades ago, that book wouldn't even have been allowed to exist based on their sales. So we do need a wide variety of distribution. And we need for the consumers to make these decisions, not for distributors, not for comic book shops even. We need consumers to make these decisions. I mean, comic shops can make their decisions what they want and what they don't want, obviously. But at the end of the day, it really should come down to the consumers. Wait, what makes sense? None of this makes sense. Oh, but he's interested. Tara Wombat is interested. Let's see. China divorce rate spiked after the quarantine. Yeah, because they realized that they had to like talk and hang out. Oh man, that's hardcore. That's hardcore, dude. I don't know about that. I don't know. Let's see. This thing jumps, so sometimes I have to go back. All right. Oh, Cadaver Pudding. Cool. What's up, my brother? Are you reading anything or listening to anything new while you are locked up? That's a good question. No. I'm so busy writing and just reading the drafts and putting the next issue, volume 2 of Black and White together. I really don't have too much time. And I have been trying to get back into some of like my older catalog of movies and stuff like that, but mostly just listening to YouTube channels and stuff like that on, while I'm working, but not really any like movies. And I haven't had a lot of time just to sit down and read anything. So it was a good question. Sometimes I wish for a little bit of downtime, but I know that comes with that's a double-edged sword. So we have a Spirit's car. No one gets out alive. That's a Jim Morrison line. Sure is. Lots of glare. Okay. I'm back. Art, did you notice that Norm Macdonald stole your look? What? What? Well, if Norm Macdonald looks half as good as I do, I like Norm Macdonald. Remember, he had his own TV show. He was like an ex-hockey player with anger issues. Go figure, a hockey player with anger issues. Those things seem like they go hand in hand. You believe that you're alive, and the belief serves you. That's way beyond me right now. That's deep, man. That's deep, brother. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think there's stuff that we're not getting, because to me, the math isn't completely adding up. Terra Wombat, with you and Frega, boom, it's becoming Comicsgate Image 2, Electric Boogaloo. I like the sounds of that. Yeah. We have Nova Blast. Hey, Art, thanks for all your amazing insights on the current situation. I've learned so much from you about the art and the business. Well, thanks, man. Listen to some other people, too, because I'm hardly the sharpest tool in the shed. But I do believe Comicsgate and myself were slightly ahead of the curve. I think we're a little bit ahead of the curve with our comic book consumer practices. If I could pat myself on the back for a moment. Let's see what this is. Oh, we got King Crow again. The virus is like a damn Cold War. They just keep throwing out numbers and making numbers bigger. I fear the virus. Yeah. And you know what? The news outlets are profiting. They are profiting big time. I really wish what the news outlets would do is give us a number to compare the number to. So like annual deaths from flu and colds, and then the coronavirus stats. Because I think if you could see them more in relationship to each other, you would probably be freaked out about how many people die from, flu and colds every year. Complications, things like that. There's no way the big two will go back to normal, short of their entire staff being replaced. The thing is, I've heard comic book people say, I just wanted to go back to normal. Don't say that. That's dangerous. We don't want the comics industry to go back to normal. Normal was not serving us. They were not serving us. It was a dying business model, and it has been crippling, just struggling for decades now. A lot of people seen the writing on the wall, but nobody wanted to do anything about it. So now that we're faced with extinction, now everybody's starting to take a closer look at it. But the cautionary tale was there. It's been there. So why hadn't you done it earlier? Everybody else knew. I knew. If I knew, then the powers that be should have known. And I don't want to cast too much shade, but I was kind of like blown away where, like, all over Facebook and on Twitter, it's like Jim Lee is drawing a bunch of sketches and he's going to auction them off and give them money to comic book shops in the form of charity. Dude, you run the second largest comic book publishing house in the United States. Your answer is to draw some doodles and to give some charity to comic book shops? Dude, that's not an answer. Like, if I did it, it would be a simple artist trying to do the best they could to reach out to retailers, right? Or like I heard that Rob Liefeld's doing it. That makes sense. But the head of a comic book publishing company, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Stop drawing and fix things. Be a leader. This is not being a leader. Virtue signaling, trying to score points that you're going to draw pictures to help comic book shops cripple along. This is the same problem that we've had. We don't need that. We don't need charity. The comics retailers don't need your charity, dude. If Rob Liefeld wants to draw stuff and auction them off to help, or somebody like me, or anybody else that's like just an artist, that's fine. But you're the head of a major corporation. Those are Band-Aid solutions, dude. Stop drawing and fix your publishing division. Fix your company. Get it strong. Change things from your influence, your bigger influence. Fix that. Then do these other things. But people are looking for leadership, man, and they're not getting it. You're getting, Jim Lee saying, I'm going to do some drawings to help out retailers. It's a Band-Aid solution. I'm sorry, man. His heart's probably in the right place, and I'm not criticizing him for that. But I would rather see Jim Lee. Like, I don't want the president to do like to serve like people on like a soup kitchen. I don't want to see that. I want to see him close down the soup kitchens. I want to see him get people back to work. I want to see. That's what I want from my president. That's what I want from my leaders. I don't want virtue signaling. I don't want you to like, oh, he's such a good guy. Look what he's doing. I don't want that, man. I want leadership. And so far, I haven't seen anybody step up. The only people that are leading the way right now is Comicsgate. They're the only ones that are giving an alternative to any of this stuff. And you see it, man. You see a lot of people now are going Facebook Live. They're doing live streams. They're even starting YouTube channels. A little bit too late. I still feel like I was too late. I started 2.5 years ago, so I still feel like I'm behind the curve. These guys are way behind the curve. So there's a lot of catch up, the bigger names, they won't have that much of a problem. They can get this stuff going overnight, but other people, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to build an audience. Like I'm doing right now. So we have there's 2 in a row here. So let's read them in order. It is incredible how everyone believed that China said when this started, and no one cared enough to investigate what was happening on November. Yeah, this goes way back. China said this isn't anything. Let's not do anything. This is all hoax. Now everything is mad in China that China lied. Yeah, and I do think we, the people, and our government needs to put some guidelines in place, not for us, we the people, but for these other countries, especially these countries that most of this stuff is coming from. I think there needs to be stiffer guidelines. Because these pandemics now, they don't stay local. There used to be like, there could be a rat infected, like with the Black Plague or something, and then go to another place, via the ship or whatever, and infect a new group of people. But that was a lot slower. It was still fast, but it wasn't worldwide. Now they can spread these things relatively fast. And so we need to be a lot more careful, especially in these higher risk regions of the world. So if we're going to conduct business with China and India and some of these other places that, Africa, some of these places where these diseases stem from more readily, then we need to point the finger in that direction. That's where it needs to be fixed, not from us. Because my fear is that more of our personal and civil liberties are going to be taken from us, just like with the Patriot Act. And the guise to help everybody, we the people, they're going to take some more of our freedoms. And that's the outcome that I hope won't happen, because I don't want to see any more of that. We're talking about newsprint now. Back to newsprint. Stop treating every comic book like it's a collector's item. Yes, King Crow. The industry do not dictate the collector trend. The customers do, unless they write a big epic story. There doesn't have to be one or the other. They can exist at the same time. I don't understand why people are like, oh, there has to be direct market. Let's get rid of the newsstand. Why can't there be newsstand and direct market? Why can't there be newsprint, and why can't there be high-end comic books? Why can't all of this stuff exist? Why does it have to be one or the other? I hate either or mentality, and I hate that narrow-minded way of thinking. It doesn't have to be all one thing or the other. It can be all these things, and they can all work at the same time. You might have to work a little harder, but the benefits help the collective. It helps it overall. And I think that Marvel and DC, they should narrow their publishing down, to a core group of books, make them more entry-level price. If newsprint works and they can lower the price, then do that. And then people like me, Ethan, Comicsgate, we'll do the high-end stuff, man. Black and white. Do I have a copy of it somewhere around here? I had one. That thing is amazing looking. Oh, here it is. Look at this thing. Look at the quality. It's thicker paper. It's all coated. This thing is amazing. So, and then there's, if you can actually finance higher, you can do, what Ethan did with like just high-end crazy covers. We can do stuff like that. We'll do the high-end collectible stuff. I have it back here. This Oodles of Doodles, you might not be able to see it, but it's UV coated, and there it is. See how the logo and the figure is kind of shiny? This is all like the background's all matte finish, and white, and the logo, what's over here, is all UV. You might be able to see it better here. So you see that Harley is shiny, but the back is matte. And then even the spine, you guys, is UV. So the spine is flat, but the writing is all, you can see the shine or the shimmer on it. There's the Hack Shack logo. So we can do the high-end stuff. You can still ship high-end to comic book shops. So you can have all the above. And you know what? As far as collectors, a lot of those old comics are all on newsprint, and they're still sought after. The collectability hasn't changed because of the quality. The quality of what the book initially was. They have to be in good shape. They have to be good quality. What is it? The three criteria is rarity, demand, and condition. So if you have those three things, you have a highly collectible book. So rarity is the big one. So if you have 1 billion copies of something that are in circulation, there's very little collectability. So they have to be rare, and they have to be sought after. People have to want it, and they have to be in good condition. So that's what I always thought the collector, as far as big time collectible comics. And then there's like I said, there's like the high end stuff. There's like these things. And I think these appeal to more like, high end collectors, and they're kind of like the icing on the cake, they're the cream of the crop. And you can always have that. So you can have both. I've been playing with the idea of doing, like where the first campaign is the bells and whistles campaign. And also when I say like bells and whistles campaign, let me find, I had them somewhere around here, but like this is the old hero. Remember they're like wizard, but this is the black and white trading card. So with the campaigns, do I have my, oh, here they are. We have, we have collectibles that come with it. So, you have, your patches. These are always in the form of stretch goals. So let me see if I can get this out of here. So we have like the MI10 Anti-Robotics Division Task Force for black and white. So we had these as stretch goals. So these are, you can't get these in stores. You can't, like these are like the high end, these are the collectible things. And then we have the yin yang. How does it go? It goes this way. Yeah, so it's a embroidered patch. And so then like I showed you the trading card. And then we have like the badges or button collection. And the stickers, stick it to the bots. So we have all kinds of cool things that we do with the addition of the book. So then it becomes like not just a collectible, but a collectible experience, And then we get in front of you guys on YouTube. I mean, I think it's a great business model. Yeah, I am looking into printing for Chrono Mechanics in the States here. However, it is quite a bit more expensive. So, but with a lot of the Chinese printing houses down, it might be my only option. And I would like to do it all, within the States here, but cost is a little bit of an issue. But the good thing is there aren't all the customs forms that have to be filled out and all the delays that happen as well. Oh, hey, Comic Book Bob, what's up, man? We have a Pontificators tomorrow. So Bob has, he's hanging out with us now on Friday nights on the Pontificators show. 6 o'clock Pacific Standard. Was that 9 o'clock Eastern time? So, hey, Art, hope everything is well with you. Yeah, everything's good, man. A little cabin fever. Just thought I'd hang out for a while with you guys. And basically just clear my head so I can go back to work. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show some of these campaigns real quick. So I know I've been talking a lot about them. This will give you guys some point of reference. So what we're going to do is, all those patches and cards and stuff I showed you, and the Black and White Volume 1 book. We are going to give you a second chance. We're going to give you a second chance on this book. So if you sign up right now for this Indiegogo pre-launch page, you will get yourself absolutely free a trading card. And I'll show you that trading card. I'm going to have to find it first, though. So what's really neat about this is if you give me your address, you sign up, then you'll qualify for the trading card. You back a tier, and you will get that trading card shipped along with your order. So Black and White Volume 1, I've had a lot of people, you guys saying you missed out on the first campaign, and how can you get a copy? So instead of taking individual orders, from you guys and then shipping them out, I thought we'd just make it available to a lot of people all at once. And so the first Black and White campaign has been fulfilled. Chrono Mechanics is done. I have Black and White Vampirella campaign that's up right now. But as far as my part of it, it's done. The artwork is done. All the shipping and the fulfillment is going to be done by Dynamic Forces. So I'm pretty much caught up, and I am chomping at the bits to get this campaign out to you guys. I'm going to wait for the Black and White Vampirella to wind down and wait for Chrono Mechanics to be either close to getting back from the printers or somewhere around there, so you guys will know that it is in fulfillment mode. But the good thing about Black and White Volume 1 is it's all done. Like, these are books that have already been printed, so as they're ordered, they can ship out. I think that's what Dynamic Forces or Dynamite Entertainment is going to do with the Black and White Vampirella as well. So I'm sure they'll be shipping out, as soon as the campaign is finished up. So this right here is it's cropped, but it's the first cover of Volume 1 Black and White. And then this is the Great Capullo variant. And we only have maybe 200 of these. And I was told, and I think somebody sent me an article, that's where I got it from, that this is the most collectible Great Capullo cover of all time, just because it has the lowest print run. So if you're a Great Capullo fan and you like collectibles, this could be your book right here. I'm not guaranteeing that it'll be worth money down the line, but it is going to be a rarity. That I can guarantee you. So the little panels here are pages or panels from the page, the interior of the book, I should say. So there's White. Look at how adorable she is when she's pissed off. And then we have Black taking care of business here, battling some of these evil robots, let's just say. So yeah, so come by, sign up, give me your email address, and you will be eligible for a free card. Let me see if I can find what is going on here. I'm going to clear out. I'm trying to find right now my the trading card. I have trading card art for you guys, and I want to show it to you. Especially, I don't know if Zach. You know what? I wonder if I do it this way. Close this, and then I'm going to open another tab and get the artwork. I think you should still be seeing the Black and White Indiegogo page. I'm not 100% sure though. I'm going to find this piece of artwork, and then I'm going to knock your socks off. I'm going to knock your socks clean off, man. Boom, boom. All right. So actually, you're probably seeing my Photoshop. So yeah, this is Zach Bradley's artwork. So just out of the blue, he was inspired and did this killer piece of artwork. I asked him if I could make it into a trading card, and he said yes. So this is Zach Bradley, and he did this crazy trading card art. So I've been playing around with putting the logo in. So this is the 25th anniversary logo, and I'm thinking that maybe the back will have the big logo on the back. So this will be like the 25th anniversary trading card. So, and it will only be for the pre-launch, the Black and White pre-launch. So if you want to get your hands on this free trading card, please come by the pre-launch. It's in the description. So just click on the link in the description. It'll take you over there. Give me your email address, and you will be qualified to get this trading card. Look at this thing. Thing's killer. I love these faces. Look at that. She's cute, but there's a little bit of contempt going on there. She can't wait to get that sword and stab it through a robot. And here we have the stoic Reed Blackett, aka Black, the take care of business, no nonsense kind of guy he is. So yeah, this is pretty killer, you guys. So yeah, please come by, sign up, and you'll get your hands on one of these trading cards absolutely free. So let me go back. So yeah, so this should be the site again. Bear with me, you guys. It's always challenging for me. All these things to click on, all this stuff. All right, I should be back. I always feel like this is like a crazy long journey It's like trying to find my way back to the world. Let's see what Sketch Therapy says. Unless you personally know them and they're supported, Thibert, I don't care. I'll only back shops that were kind to Thibert, Caesar, Zach, and Malin. I've never had a comic book shop not be kind to me. Some of them are a little backwards. Some of these guys don't really have good business sense, but they've always been kind. All right. Boom. Oh, we got a black flag here. I want to see if you ink a black flag piece over Fraga 2, or maybe draw some black flag of your own. Yeah, I told Dan that I would ink him on a piece. He wanted me to ink the whole book. He asked me, but I'm just too busy with all this other stuff. It would be fun though. There's more and more artists coming into the fold. Some more inking work. Yeah, I'm not too interested in inking right now though. I want to ink myself, and if there's like a piece that I can get in and out of quickly, I will. But I've been inking for 35 years. I want to stay here in the and create independent content for you guys. So that's where my attention really is right now. Will you ever do a portfolio stream? You know what, Nim? If you have something, send it to my DM, and maybe I'll do some again. I like doing them, but I don't get a lot of people chiming in. They don't seem to dig it. But I did have a lot of fun with the portfolio reviews. So yeah, contact me and I'll see if I can get. If it's your artwork, then maybe we'll do one. What? U.S. intelligence have come forward to confirm the CCP are lying. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that. The conspiracy, putting on aluminum foil hats again. This feels like a leveling of the playing field. Now, if it all goes to crowdfunding, the big two pros will have to work just as hard, if not harder, than the current CG YouTube crowd. That's fact. Yeah, it's fun. I have a blast. I wish I could do this all the time, but it's always kind of, you only have so much time in every day. So the hardest thing for me is balance, like writing time with drawing time, with promotion time, with hanging out with you guys time, going on other people's show. So the hardest aspect for me is just the balancing act. And I remember the great Todd McFarlane. It was awesome. He was talking about like the balancing act, like juggling balls or juggling, plates or whatever, bowling pins. And he said there comes a time where every juggler has to figure out how many pins he can keep in the air without dropping all of them, or balls or plates or whatever. So the metaphor is, because he runs all these different divisions, all these different things, he realized that he could juggle 3 at one time, but any more than that, everything fell. So I'm still kind of figuring out where my balance is. Like, how many balls can I keep up in the air? How many things can I juggle at one time before everything comes crumbling down? So I'm trying to figure out where all that, where I can, how many, how far can I push myself? How many things can I juggle at one time before, things just fall apart? So that's been the big thing. And then week to week, things get changed, the priorities. So it's not the same week to week. So, curves kind of keep getting thrown at you every now and then. So like, let's say you could juggle 3 balls, but every once in a while you might have to do 4, because of just the situation that's there. So So I always thought that that was really good advice to people that are running their own business and wearing many hats, like, I do, and Ethan and Dan Frega is now doing, and John Malin, and all the Comicsgate guys. So, okay, countless die by automobiles every day, so many more than by seasonal viruses. We accept the loss of life because tremendous. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Yeah, you said it way better than I did earlier on. Yeah. When does it become absurd? When does it become silly? Yeah, there's risks involved with life. You can't idiot-proof the world or make it safe and put Perel on every corner and keep us all safe. I don't even. Do we want to be? I mean, do we want to be controlled to that extent, where, yeah, that we're perfectly safe at all times? I don't even think that's possible, to be honest. But it's a nice gesture by Jim, but it's like putting a Band-Aid on a geyser. Okay, I gotta find Jim. Jim, what did Jim say? Jim. I don't see a Jim. I don't see a Jim. So I have no idea what you're talking about or referring to. Sorry about that, man. I'm a little out of the loop here, but I am loopy. Loopy. It's called a publicity stunt. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I did see some of this after your. What do you think of Larry Hama's misguided remarks? I don't know, but man, I'll tell you, Ethan Van Sciver is in his. This is his world, man. He's in his strength right now, and I just think things, for right or wrong, need to be shaken up, man. For right or wrong. Sometimes, hold on. Sometimes it's like V for Vendetta, right? I know that's not real, but you have this guy that goes in and he just tears things down, right? He's an anarchist, and he wants, because the ruling class are misguided and the way things are going in the wrong direction, right? So he knows that he can throw a monkey wrench in it. He knows he can challenge it or bring it down, right? But he also knows that there's this other group of people that have to come in and rebuild it, like the Alpha, the Omega. And the thing is that Ethan's kind of like, he's not tearing it down, but he's questioning it. He's putting the question marks out there. But at the same time, he does have the answers, or some answers, at least answers for people that are willing to be complete punk rockers, and to go against the status quo. People like myself that just, it's time, let's do something different. At least try something different. We may fall flat on our faces. Excuse me. I don't know what the future is, but it does feel right now. And I've said it on other streams. I said it on my stream. I'm not really that worried right now. Like, if I was working at DC Comics right now, I would probably be sweating bullets. I'd be scared to death. But right now, I feel pretty good. I feel like all I need to do is work my ass off, talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, put out good product, and just keep working, just keep getting the word out. And so that's kind of what's going on. And I think, I don't know about, I mean, the thing is, Larry's entitled to his point of view too. And so is Ethan, and so are all of us. But we'll all pay the price for our own points of view, and we'll all pay our price for whatever that is. We could pay the price and then it could turn out good. We could pay the price and it could turn out bad. it's a belief system. And sometimes to question these belief systems is good. And then whichever is the most fragile and weak will fall to the wayside, and the strong will prevail. And not that that weaker one totally goes away either. But, the stronger idea, the one that could be more proven, or the one that has more universal truth to it, will prevail. And I think that that's kind of what's happening. But the thing is, I don't know what Larry's doing right now. If he's just working for, as a freelancer and just, writing for a paycheck, or if he's creating, new IP and trying to crowdfund those, because it seems like also Ethan and Larry are coming from different points of view, because one might help Larry and one might help Ethan. But I do think that that what is healthy right now is that there's conversation. There's back and forth conversation. And the thing is, also just to back up, one of the main reasons I'm here with Comicsgate and talking to you guys right now is because it's not that I'm necessarily like anti-progressive or social justice warriors or whatever. I mean, those are very extreme people. Like that extreme, any extremes on either side are usually bad. It's the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. But what I don't like is that we can't have fair conversation. We can't have open debate. The strong ideas, or the ones that have more universal truth, don't get to survive, because what happens is the other side shuts it down with name calling. They call you names. They call you horrible names, like, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're whatever. And the thing is, most men figure this out early on. And women know this too, because that's why they do it. Is the female argument a lot of times is like, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, right? So then what people that say that, mostly women, this is how I feel, if you keep arguing with logic or reason, even if you're right, you're wrong, because you can't argue with a feeling. It's a feeling. It's not logic. So then, I'm sure every guy that's listening right now has had these conversations with, a girlfriend or a wife or something like that. And then they're like, but this is just how I feel, this is how I feel. And then you go, yeah, but XYZ. And then they just double down, and then the emotions come. And so what they do is they shut you down. They shut that part down, the logic and the reason down. And then it becomes about the feeling. So then you're forced to talk about the feeling, or back off, or give them a hug, or whatever. And it's a short-term win. But the problem with that is the situation never gets resolved. The problem never gets taken care of. It's a win for the one, but nothing changes. You know what I mean? It's a manipulation. It's a complete shutdown. And if you keep arguing, even if you're right, you look like a shithead, right? You look like an a-hole. So the only thing you can usually do is either storm off mad, quiet, or you give your loved one a hug and say, you're right, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like there's not a whole lot that you can do in those situations. And so what the progressive left has figured out, the extreme has figured out, if they call you a racist, what do you do? Because especially if you're a white person. So if you're a white person and they're saying you're racist against blacks, okay, or you're African Americans, then when you start arguing, you seem racist, right? It's almost like like one of the main arguments is like, well, a lot of my friends are black, right? You think like that's a good logic, that's sound, right? I hang out with everybody, like it doesn't matter to me, right? But then it sounds condescending to them. It sounds like you know what I mean? It sounds like you're arguing with their feelings, right? Like you're doubling down on this stuff. So anything you say, the more you try to argue it, the more racist you seem, or the worse you seem to them, and then to society as well. So a lot of times what happens, and this is why you get into problems, because if you don't challenge that and it goes on, then it becomes the norm. Then it becomes the way people treat other people. So then logic and reason go away, and then we argue based on feelings or name calling. So if you can't argue and you can't debate anymore, and then you just shut down, then we are doomed. And then that's the setup. But this is the problem. And this is what really pisses me off, right? That's just the setup. That's just the tip. That they're not even okay anymore, which is shutting you down. They want to destroy you. Because if you have the nerve to argue, or if you have the nerve to still have, a point of view, they'll try to get you fired. They'll go to your boss. They'll go to social media. They'll do all these things. And holy crap, man, that's scary. These are witch hunts. We have plenty of examples of these things in our history. They think they're on the right side of history when they do these things, but they're the side that yell witch. They're the ones that are saying burn them. That's what they are. That's not what we are. We just want to have a debate. We just want to have a conversation. They want to destroy you. They want to shut you down. And it's about winning. It's about winning at all cost. And we can't have that. If we're going to grow as a society, we have to respect each other at least enough to have, debate. We have to be able to talk. If we can't talk, then it's all broken down and society is doomed. Ethan is living in all their heads rent-free. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, he and Comicsgate are giving everybody food for thought, right? I mean, it's giving everybody something to think about, And the thing is, with the industry being what it is right now, it's more of a conversation. You know what I mean? It's kind of amplifying the conversation, especially when we're talking about comic books and our livelihood. We have Zaid Comics. We have a celebrity in our midst. Shadowhawk. Jim Valentino's comic book, his indie comic. If DC and Marvel cut how many books they print, might free up American printers for Comicsgate creators. That would be nice, but I think that they use Canadian printers though. So I don't know. Things are going to change. Like I said, short term, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But somebody will rise. We will get some leaders out of this movement. You watch. It might take a while, but we will. And who knows if it might be Comicsgate. It might be Comicsgate. But so far, based on the leadership that I've seen, it's not going to be those guys. It's not going to be DC and it's not going to be Marvel because I haven't seen it. And they're also part of the problem. And Diamond, it's not going to come from those places. The short term, that's the sad part, is that a lot of the comic retailers right now are suffering or going to lose their livelihood. And that's the sad part. Because they're the ones that are the collateral damage. And comic book artists that aren't independent like myself, that rely on Marvel and DC, and some of these smaller publishing houses too, that are going belly up. Let's see, Archie Bear, Art, did you ever actually try to pencil for the big two, or did you get pigeonholed as an inker? That's a good question. I like your icon, that Gibson Les Paul. I started as a penciler and as an inker on the same day. So I got pencil work at DC Comics and I got ink work at Marvel Comics on the same day. So I've always worked as a penciler inker. So I have significant runs on different titles as a penciler. You'll have to look it up. There's a lot less of that than my ink work. The reason I ink more is because I'm faster at it and I need to pay bills. So when I pencil and I storytell, I'm heart and soul. It just takes me more time. I get into character, I get into these stories, and I'm a perfectionist, so I want them to be perfect, as good as I can make them. And sometimes, well, a lot of times when you work for the big two, you just don't have the time to do that. So I started realizing that I couldn't tell the stories that I wanted to, and I was having to compromise the way I wanted to draw, and also compromise the way I wanted to be inked, meaning a lot of the inkers that I was working with, they weren't inking it the way I wanted it to look. They weren't defining it in the style that I wanted. So I kind of started inking more because I think it came out of that. I wanted to make sure other pencilers, would always look good, because I knew the disappointment when an inker doesn't quite give you what you want and that you have to compromise. And I've heard John Buscema talk about this. He says he's never liked any inkers. I think he says he liked Tom Palmer. Maybe that's the only one. It's kind of a necessity, but I was faster at inking, so I inked. And a lot of the early jobs I got, like other than the early ink work that I did at Marvel, and it was really only a handful of books. When I went to DC, I mainly stayed at DC after that. So I didn't work for the two at the same time, only a little bit at the beginning. But then I started just working at DC exclusively as a penciler. And I did that for a couple of years. And then the Adventures of Superman gig came up, and Dan Jurgens, since he was writing and penciling, I think they wanted to bring somebody in that maybe could finish the artwork. And I don't know how DC figured this out. I have a good friend, John Peterson, who worked as an assistant. He was an editor in his own, like he had his own books that he edited, but he also worked as an assistant editor to Mike Carlin, who had the Superman books. And so I think he's the one that said it to Mike. It's like, we could get Art in, and Art could do finishes. He can finish this stuff off because he can ink very well, as well as penciling. So to be a finish artist, you have to kind of be able to do both. So, and I could. And so I did that. So I stepped into that. And then I had a pretty eye-opening conversation with Howard Chaykin. I used to hang out at the Chaykin Studios in the day. And I remember asking him about finishing and what that entails. Because this was still early on. I wasn't exactly sure what it was and how far I could take it and what the parameters were. And he said, whatever you want it to look like, that's what it'll look like. He said, you get to finish it off. You get to dictate the style. And as soon as he said that, the light bulb went on, and I just took off. And I just started doing my own thing over Dan Jurgens' pencils, because I had permission, not just by him, the definition also, that I got to finish it however I wanted. And to DC, Mike Carlin and Dan Jurgens' credit, they didn't stop me. So they actually encouraged it. And so within that first year, I was nominated for all kinds of awards. A Harvey, a Kirby, what was it? The Kirby, the Eisner, I guess it's the Eisner. I forget what else. I didn't win any of them, but I was nominated. So that was really cool. So the industry acknowledged what I was doing. So I've always done both, but I'm mostly known as an inker because most of my work is as an inker, but a lot of it is finishing as well. So I did finish work over Dan Jurgens. I did a ton of finished work over just like lesser pencilers that weren't really up to snuff. So even Marvel would say like, "Hey, Art, can you kind of be heavy-handed with this?" And so they pay me a little bit more money. I even did that over Walter Flanagan on that Batman Widening Gyre, the Kevin Smith book. And I did that over Jim Lee on X-Men. I did it over Will Spertasio on X-Men as well, Uncanny X-Men. So I've done finishes on a lot of people that even did have a style, and I do feel like I contributed to Jim's style and to Wils's as well. So an inker can dictate style and can bring innovations to pencils, and I always prided myself on that. So I hope that answered your question. Are you going to make a character called? I know what I can't say it though. Who is bisexual and racially ambiguous? No, no, I'm not. All right, we got Zaid Comics in the house. Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you too. We should stream again soon. You're fun to hang out with, man. So, wow, that's gorgeous. I don't know what you're relating to. Yeah, this is 228. It's 258 or 255. I'm not too far behind, so that's good. The trading card. Yeah, the trading card. Cool. I think that's what we're talking about. Beautiful colors. You should sell it as a poster. Signed up. Thank you. The Squish Show. Squish. Hey, D Geek Art. How's it going? Man, I'm going to miss you this year from WonderCon and Comic-Con Revolution. So D Geek Art, we hang out. We hang out at these shows. We commiserate. We talk about ways to fix the industry. Yeah. She's one of the good guys. And she also created a mascot. I got to do more with Inko. You know what? Let me see if I can find Inko, and we'll tell an Inko story here while I got D Geek Art in here. Let me see. So how do I do this? I probably should do it this way first, so I don't show you stuff that I don't want to. I think it's on my desktop, D Geek Art. I think Inko is still there. Every morning when I turn on my computer, there's Inko smiling down at me. Oh, come on. Where are you, Inko? Don't disappoint me, Inko. Don't let me down. Are these alpha? Oh, there he is. Boom. Okay. I'm going to go back and I am going to screen share. So you guys are so cool. You send me stuff like trading card art. And also, I think we were talking on a live stream, and we were just saying like an ink mascot or God, I forget what the hell we were talking about. And then after the stream on my I think on Facebook Messenger or something like that, there's this drawing of Inko, and I think we were just on the live stream, we were just talking about like old-fashioned like mascots, from the 30s or 40s, like cartoon mascots. And so like an old school inkwell. And I think we just threw some basic descriptions down, and D Geek Art put this drawing together. Look at this thing, man. It's awesome. And I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be me, because it has glasses and a mustache. It doesn't have a goatee though, but now I have a full beard. And he's got the little cork in his hand. That's pretty cool, man. That's good ink. Yeah, so I got a little mascot. And if you look at black and white, there's an office scene, and there's a series of Inko drawings. Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it when I come back. So Inko is in the comic book. So thank you for that. That thing was killer. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, black and white. They get smashed. They go smashing through a window, and I did it right here. So it's kind of like an Andy Warhol, where Inko's in all these different colors here on these frames. Let me see if I can get it bigger. Yeah. So it was so cool. I ended up framing it and putting it up on a comic book. So thank you. You guys are the best, man. I love all this stuff, this interaction. And she's a killer artist. She does the children's illustration, like kids books and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Is this Simonon? I never really know how to say it. 7. Hey, Art. Hello, everyone. And hopefully you guys are getting your notifications that we're live, because some of you have been letting me know that it's just not happening. You're not getting notifications when we're going live. Michael Green, everyone remember to get out and buy the Vampirella limited edition covered by Thibert on Indiegogo. Should I show this cover off? You know what? Before I do that, a lot of you had said that you can't really see the cover too well. So I'm going to grab the artwork and then show it off on my my Photoshop, so you guys can see the image better. But let's go here, and we'll see what Michael is referencing. Boom. So we have the Vampirella limited edition cover by Art Thibert. Art Thibert is, or Thibert, is celebrating 25 years of black and white and 50 years of Vampirella with this unique cover. Yeah, this is like perfect killer symmetry. She's 50 and black and white is half her age. So I think this is pretty killer. I'll show the video. Well, yeah. I don't know how well you can see it.
From there, Art moved on to becoming one of the biggest and best inker in the industry. Art has been non-stop working for Marvel Comics, launching Cable, inking was Professor Julian and Thibert, working on his own series Black and White, and so much more. Art Thibert's Black and White celebrates its 25th anniversary, just as Dynamite's Vampirella celebrates her 50th anniversary. Be a part of this historic limited edition cover, available only for a short time here on Indiegogo.
Pretty killer. Yeah, so that was done by Nick Barucci. I wish his voice was a little louder, because I think the music's a little, it overshadows. But yeah, so here's the 25 years of black and white. Art Thibert's heroic duo Black and White celebrates the 25th anniversary, and Art is sharing the milestone with fans by creating a monumental crossover cover. Jump on board, grab your very own copy of Vampirella #1 as she celebrates her 50th birthday with this team-up crossover cover of epic proportions. Apparently, I said that. That's a quote. So we have the standard edition, which is with all the typeface and the logo. We have the line art, which is line art without color. And then we have the version that has no logos or type or anything on it. So you can get, you have your choice of those three. And I want to draw for you guys. I want to do some drawings. And so I'm going to reissue the black and white headshots. I did these for the campaign, for a Volume 1 campaign not too long ago. So I'm going to do these again for you guys. There's been a few of you that have asked. And so I listen and I deliver. So you guys can get this. You can buy it. There's a tier, or you can order it as an add-on when you check out. So any of the books that you get, any of the tiers, you can put this as an add-on as well. So when you check out, it has a little pop-up. So I'd say that kind of showcasing characters with that kind of staying power calls for a party. That's another quote. Man, that Art Thibert, man, he's a quote machine. So here's some of the interiors. So it does come with the story, you guys. You will get a story on top of that. So I think this is issue 1 of the story. I thought there was a rundown for the story itself. Was it taken down? Where is it? I thought there was, let me see. I thought there were credits for the book. Apparently not. But there were. I swear. So yeah, so here's the tier for the black and white drawing. And then here's the Vampirella. Of course, it comes as a bust because you have to. And so you can get the 3 covers signed. Unsigned, I'm sorry. And then this is the line variant, unsigned, virgin, unsigned, standard, unsigned, or you could get everything you could possibly want, all 3 covers signed. And like I said, if you bought the featured item, you could do an add-on for the black and white or Vampirella drawing. So that would be cool to draw for you guys. So come by, check it out. We have 22 days left, 79 backers. We're at 4,848. I think we can get this crazy number up. We can keep going. Ooh, it just went up. Oh man, we're a stone's throw away from $5,000 now. Killer. So what is that? All we need is 47 more dollars, and we'd be at 5,000. We can do that. We can do that on this stream. We can do that. We can sell 2 books. We can sell 2 books or one of the sell one of the drawings, and we'll be well over. Yeah, let me draw for you guys. Also, I'm not taking commissions right now, so the only place that you can really get me to draw at this moment in time is through this campaign. So so thanks for letting me share that with you, and we'll check back and see if we can get that to 5K. That would be killer. Killer. So thanks to everybody who's backed that, and thank you, Michael, for mentioning that. Let's see how far behind the chat I am now. Okay. 241 looks cool. Vampirella looks cool. I have something else. Thank you, Sketch Therapy. You guys keep me on track. So this is what I wanted to show you. So you can get a better view of the cover here. I can enlarge it because the images on the site itself won't let you blow it up. Look at that. I have Kyle Ritter on colors. So we kind of brainstormed a little bit, and I wanted to do a Frank Frazetta type of setting and pose. So this is kind of inspired loosely, very loosely, on Frank Frazetta drawings or paintings. And so I sent a bunch of different backdrops and environments to Kyle, and he freaking nailed it. Look at this. Killed it. And it's got the right amount of flash and the right amount, he knows when to play things down and to play them up. And so we brought some atmosphere. I told him I wanted a little bit of mist. So he gave me a little bit of mist. So then we came back in and kind of brought some more into it. I indicated with the inks, but sometimes when you work with the colors, they don't know kind of what you're doing. So I had to kind of work with them, a little closer. And I must say, it's nice to work with somebody that understands you and understands art, because it's really hard when you're working with somebody that isn't working on the same level as you. I don't mean like above you or below you, but I mean just like-minded. And it just makes things so much easier. So when I said anything, he just, boom, he knew what I was talking about and then just did it. And not only did it come back, but he plussed every one of the ideas. Wow, I am parched. Yeah, so like the little glints in the robot's eyes, the little glow of the staff, of white staff, the little metallic sheens of Vampirella's jewelry, just awesome. One of my favorites is look at this fluid or this water. Man, you talk about killing it. This man, this inspires me. Like when I see stuff like this, even though I worked on it, but when you see stuff come back plus like this, it just inspires me. It just feeds my creative fuel, or it feeds my creative engine. That's probably a better metaphor. Look at this. And this is like 25 times the size that it was originally drawn, but look at how well it holds up. Skin tones, look at the skin tones. Beautiful, beautiful. And man, he nailed the black, like the black suit. Some people they do black like it's blue, so they color it with this dark blue. And nah, it's black. Look at that. You know that suit is black. And it's killer. Look at that. Yeah, I could not be happier with this. And I love the Vampirella logo. I even get a kick out of when logos and typeface go on the comic book covers. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a comic book is done until it has like the logos on the cover and the balloons in the panels, which I'm getting back now from Chrono Mechanics, and I'll be showing some of that stuff to you guys as well soon. Yeah, stuff's coming back now. But look at that. And yeah, please, if we get 2 backers, man, we'll be at that 5K. And we, Dan Frege and I have a little bit of a competition. We started it on Ethan's stream. Actually, I think Ethan started it, but it was pretty fun. It was fun competition, friendly competition, as they say. And so during that show, we were going back and forth. And at the end of the show, I triumphed, but only by a little, like maybe a couple backers. And so since then, I think Dan Frege has just creamed me. I think he's like $1,000 or $1,500 ahead of me. I don't know how many backers. So he is out in the lead now. So just to keep the friendly competition, you guys, let's get in there and back some Vampirella books. At the very least, keep me relevant over at Dynamite, because I want to do another cover. And this is just the geek in me. It's the complete and utter geek. I love the Green Hornet. No mystery. Love the Green Hornet. And they're relaunching the Green Hornet over at Dynamite Entertainment. And so I've been in talks with Nick about doing a black and white Green Hornet Kato cover. Holy shit, you guys. The little geek in me, the little 5-year-old, God, how old was I when the series came out with Bruce Lee and Van Williams? What was that, 67? So I was probably 5 or 6 years old, the perfect age, man. And that stuff has never left me. And Ah, man, that would be a dream come true. But I got to get these numbers up. I have to prove myself to Dynamite because if I can't sell product for them, they're not going to want to work with me. So that's one of the catch-22s with like crowdfunding, that I have to prove myself to you guys. And if I partner with somebody, I have to prove myself to the person I'm partnering with. And I would like to do more of these licensed ventures with other people's IPs. I think the sky's the limit. I think what would really be cool is like if Ethan could do something with like the Ninja Turtles, that would be a killer cover, to do the frog and the turtles and the salamandroid, just killer. So yeah, I think there's a lot of, like fun stuff that we can do with other publishers that are brave enough to come over and even hang out with us. And Dynamite is one of those publishing companies. And I've known Nick for a long time, and Nick knows that I'm not any of those things that we get called, a homophobe or a Nazi or a bigot or any of those things. I mean, I've known him forever. I've known him like when he first launched Dynamic Forces. That's how far I date back with him. And he attended my wedding, him and his lovely significant other, Pam. So yeah, there are people that see the truth and that are acting on the truth. There are people that are still on the fence and a little scared and nervous. And I don't blame them because, when you type in Comicsgate in Google, hate group is the first thing that comes up. But it couldn't be further from the truth. There is absolutely no hate here. And I've never seen this kind of brotherhood and camaraderie in comics before. And I've been doing this for 36 years. So, yeah, these are amazing times. Good times. So, yeah, I'll probably check back, like I said, see if we could. Man, I look blown out. Is there too much light? Maybe there's too much light. Oh, sketch therapy. I'm sorry, man. I cut my eye went higher, and I'll share that in a minute. Looks cool. I like Vampirella. Yeah, most guys do. Actually, there's a lot of women that like her too. Thibert, yeah, or Thibert, if you like. I'll answer to all the above. Too much bass. It sounds like we are hearing it through speakers. Can't understand what he says. Is that me? Wait a minute. I wish you guys would have said something earlier. I just realized my microphone is this better? My microphone was over on the other side. So is this better? Can you hear me better? Or that, oh, maybe he's talking about Nick on the video. Not sure. Did you share the, oh, yeah, you're talking about the video. Yeah, I did. I did share the audio. It's really low, though. Like, if you go to the site and watch the video, which I do encourage, just the way it's mixed, Nick's voice is very, very low, and the music's really high. So then going through the speakers and everything, it probably just watered it down even more. So I apologize for that. I'm not the most tech savvy guy, but I am learning. I'm learning publicly. I'm humiliating myself daily for you guys. I'd be better if the entire comic book was black and white crossover. You never know. You never know. I mean, the sky's the limit. I'm a really creative person. So if that was on the table, you bet. I think what's happening is we're just kind of, it's like slowly kind of seeing how things fit, see if it works. And if it starts going well, I'm sure you'll see more like story crossovers, not just covers. Nice bust. Yeah, Shadowhawk. Kyle's colors are incredible. Always. Wow, wonderful color. That Vampy ain't too bad either. I like the two parts. I like the two-parters. Those are my favorites. 311, 319. I'm almost caught up. I'm so goal-oriented. Like I feel like I've accomplished something if I catch up with you guys on the chat. Level 5 says, nice, so much potential with Comicsgate. It just got to stand strong amongst these SJWs. Yeah. I think what I try to is like where truth is self-evident, where the truth becomes undeniable. And there are universal truths in the world. So that's what I hold on to. Art you draw woman, art you draw women the way it should be done. Absolutely beautiful. Well, thank you, man. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Chrono Mechanics pinball. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? You could sometimes well, if you know the story, there's the time stream, and then you can get knocked out of the time stream, or you can go into different timelines. You could do that with the pinball. You know, sometimes the ball will go into like a slot or a little whatever, and it'll hold there. Those could be like the different timelines. And maybe if you get them all to line up, then you get extra points, and then all the balls release. Oh my gosh. I love pinball. My friend has one. He has the Lord of the Rings one. That thing is cool. And the higher there is like goals, like you can kind of keep building. And the more you do, the more like options appear. That'd be cool, man. A video game, just a video game would be awesome too. I have a friend that writes for video games, and he put a pitch together for Chrono Mechanics as a video game, and it would be killer. It would be really, really cool. The geekiness is strong in you. Most people aren't geeky enough to handle it. Can you handle it? You can't handle the geek. Oh yeah. I think I'm one of the cooler geeks. There are some people that are like unrelatable geeks. LOL. Yeah, I didn't even know what a boomer was until you guys started calling me one. I didn't know it existed until it's like, Art, you're a boomer. Sounds a little bassy. I think you're talking about the video, but yeah, we've moved on. And I think it was talking about the promo video. Yeah. Hopefully you guys can hear me good, because if not, that'd be crazy boomerish. I would have went the whole stream without my microphone right next to me here. Artie Bear, Watermelon Platypus. How be you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yes, please like and subscribe, you guys. Give a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. Hey, Art, how you doing? Gaming or what? I'm doing good, man. How you doing? Oot bumpers. There's this thing where, Oot doesn't like to be touched. Oh my gosh. Oot bumpers. And then it could say, there could be like the sound bite, no touch Oot, and then like somehow the bumper would shoot it out, or maybe like shoot you down the, how you can go around the flappers or the flippers. It could send you right back down, like you forfeit. That would not be good. No one would like to hear Oot's voice in the video game or in the oh my gosh, the video game, in the pinball game. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while either. So very cool. Oh, I have a few more things that I wanted to show you. If you're latecomers, I'll show my white. This is what's on my drawing board right now. So this is a white doodle I'm working on. This is a commission. So I can't wait to get back to this, maybe this weekend. So at this point, I'm doing some writing and balloon placements. So, and I'm going back and forth on this. So I'm not going in order. To me, writing isn't a linear process. So I kind of bounce all over the place. So here's the notes that my wife, Pamela, co-writer. This is for anybody who's coming in late. And then these are the balloon placements. So I scan this and send it to Jeff Eckleberry, the letterer. So those are the things that I'm working on right now. So I'm working on tweaking dialogue and ballooning up pages. And I'm hoping to get back on some black and white drawings soon. I have a print or variant black and white image that I'm working on as well. So like I said, the ball's juggling and the many hats. So there's all those things. And to try to, so I don't, it's, I can't neglect anything. So Chrono Mechanics, I'm going to try to figure out a way I can give some of these away, get these to you guys as giveaways. So these were made, these are all signed and numbered. These were made for Long Beach Comic Con. It's a local California con. It's pretty big. It's a lot of fun. And so the promoters were giving these away to people. I don't know how you got these, if it was the first X amount of people through the door or if it was a VIP kind of thing. But I did this artwork for the show. And they were nice enough to ask me to do it. They were fans of the book. So I put this together, and I have a couple of these. I have a stack here. And, this is the last. These are the last three. So this is 23 of 25, 24 of 25, and 25 of 25. So very, very limited. So I got to figure out a way to get those to you guys. And then I have, you know what, maybe I'll do it this way, and then I'll show you the drawings. Got some new faces in the chat. Cool. Yeah, you guys, feel free to answer or ask questions. That's part of the fun. That's why I do this, because this is my social interaction, man. I've been quarantined too long. Okay, there it is. Screen share, boom, 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 boom. And we've still been going up on Chrono Mechanics slowly but steadily, which is good. So every day or so we get a new backer, and it always makes my day. Pamela runs in and is like, we got another backer, we got another backer. It's kind of like Annie Potts from Ghostbusters. We got one. Yeah, she comes yelling in, doing her best Annie Potts. And so if you haven't checked this out, this is, I have two campaigns that are live right now. Well, I have one that's live, is the Vampirella Black and White. And then we have Chrono Mechanics Retrofit, which is in demand right now. And so this concept is near and dear to my heart. I love these guys. I love this IP. Breathing life into these creations has been just a ton of joy. And seeing you guys support it the way you have makes it even better, because there's 504 of you guys that will get a copy of Chrono Mechanics, and that makes me happier than you guys could possibly know. It's one thing making these things, but it's another getting them out and seeing how people respond, because you never know. And you guys have responded big time to this, and I do greatly appreciate it. So if you don't know, Chrono Mechanics Retrofit, they do more before the dawn of time than most people do all day. They are time mechanics. They are time repairmen. So it is. It started off as a 48-page graphic novel, and now, thanks to your help, we had a couple of stretch goals, and we got it up to 60 pages. So we increased the story by 12 pages. And that's all due to you guys and your support. So some of these stretch goals, also go into enhancements on the book. They're not just freebies and one-offs. Sometimes they actually are enhancements to the book and the story. So this retrofitted action adventure time travel story follows a team of highly diverse and ego-driven time repairmen as they race the clock to keep the Earth's erratic merging timelines from imploding. What happens is, like, if the big machine isn't fixed in time, you'll have time anomalies. And one of the main ones is that time starts folding upon itself. So some timelines disappear, new ones appear. And so to compound their problems is a self-centered workophobic. My wife came up with workophobic. I thought that was genius. Workophobic new recruit who may be the one thing they can't fix before the whole Earth falls apart. So the idea is that we have this team. The team is 9.2 of Sector 7. They are the best knuckle-busting working class Joes to ever punch a time card. So climb aboard a Chrono Inc. time ship with Oot, Caravaggio, Zinn, and Doug as they and our full cast of insanely funny characters save time. Hey, to these guys, it's just all in a day's work. So it's kind of like the super fantastic meets mundane, right? It's their pain in the ass job. They commute, they battle traffic in the time stream. They're sipping their coffee on the way to work. They get to the work site, they set up, they do their job, and they come home. But to these guys, they're actually time traveling. They're seeing things in the world that most people will never, ever see. And they're seeing them. But to them, it's not impressive. It's just another day on the job. And so the fun idea, well, I shouldn't have framed it up that way. One of the things I wanted to show is that a lot of these jobs, even like freeway construction and clean the freeways and, even, people that wash windows on skyscrapers and repair bridges and do all the stuff or work on high tension wires. There's a lot of risk there. They put their lives on the lines to help the greater good. They're fixing stuff, making sure we have power, making sure our roads are intact, making sure our bridges don't fall apart, making sure we can see out of our windows, all these different things. But it's a thankless job. And most of the time, nobody even sees who these guys are. So that's kind of the idea here. It's just their pain in the ass job. Nobody realizes that they're doing what they're doing, but they would if they screwed up or if time wasn't fixed. And time is literally a big machine. It's a cosmic clockwork machine that was built in the very fabric of time and space. So it's immense. It's as big as the entire universe and spans all timelines. So it's incomprehensibly big and powerful. So the idea here is, like I said, that there's danger. So the story starts off, I don't want to get into too much of the story, but Team 9.2 of Sector 7 loses a teammate. A worker meets his fate trying to get to the job, because even getting to the job can be dangerous. And so what happens at the beginning of the story is they're forced to recruit a new mechanic. And that's the guy with the guitar, the green guitar. His name's Doug. And he is the most unlikely guy that would ever be recruited by Chrono Incorporated. And so we get to see how and if he fits into the team, because it's most likely he's not going to, because he just does not fit the criteria. So we'll see if he's able to, to hold his own with these other professionals. So that's kind of the idea. Here's some backstory on Doug. So he's a 70s rocker. Think of Steven Tyler meets Ted Nugent. So he's got the voice of Tyler and the guitar, like bombacity, if that is a word, of Ted Nugent. And so here's Chrono Incorporated. It's a satellite basically in timeless space. So this exists outside of time and space. And this is where all the muckety mucks, the higher ups, the bureaucrats, the paper pushers work. They're in the center. Surrounded is the repair stations. And then there's these little elevator shafts that go down to the shank of the screw, which is where all the ports are. So if you see these ports, they kind of work as boom tubes, like the Jack Kirby New God stuff. So those boom tubes go to different timelines, and that's where the ships are launched out into the time stream from. So here's Eugene talking to Skippy. This is inside Chrono Incorporated. So it's kind of just a normal day, going through the motions in the morning, just protocol. And then what ends up happening is there's a catastrophe that starts, and then it leads into the story proper. So these pages I'm scrolling through right now are Doug basically being introduced to the team, and the team introducing themselves. So one of the aspects of Chrono Mechanics are that they start off as their core selves, we call them. So, Oot is a prehistoric caveman. Zin is a squid-like alien from another galaxy. And Caravaggio is a Renaissance painter inventor. And Doug, we've already introduced, is a 70s rocker. So what happens is, if you work a job, you usually have a suit or a uniform that you have to wear. So the idea here is literally the suit that they put on transforms them into the perfect idealized mechanic. So the idea being is to do the job, you have to be physically fit to do the job. So this way, Chrono Incorporated could hire anybody, as long as mentally they are capable and that they have all of those qualifications to do the job. They don't have to physically be able to do the job. They just have to be more mentally equipped to do the job and have some sense of unity and team and be able to follow a semblance of order. Definitely not a 70s rock god that's been worshipped by women everywhere. So this is still the introduction. This is Doug trying to fit in, not doing a good job of fitting in. And so then we have the mechanics just leaving him behind because he's not really a mechanic yet. So I don't want to give away too much, but we have a new problem stemming up here in the Native American village here. And then this is what I really want to talk about. The work in progress sketchbook. Oh my gosh, this thing's going to be so awesome. Maybe I can find the layout for you guys. I shared it on another stream, but I'll share it here too. This is going to be so cool. It opens like a calendar. So it goes up and down versus left to right. And it's a work in progress. And we have Eugene, the elucidator, which is in the story. He's going to narrate the sketchbook, which will be fun. And here are some sketches that will be featured in the sketchbook. And then this kind of works in conjunction with the sketchbook. So this is the mystery sketch. So you never know what you're going to get. So the idea here is for $20 as an add-on, you can only get this if you already have a book, because no shipping is going to be, additional shipping is going to be charged. So the mystery sketch is going to be a developmental piece of artwork that's going to be put in a mystery sketch envelope and shipped with your book. And like I said, it's only $20 as an add-on, no additional shipping. And these are drawings that were either used to develop the characters initially, or they're layouts of the pages that might be in the book. Some of the layouts might be alternatives, just all kinds of different development art that went in the making and the behind the scenes of this comic book and this IP, this independent comic book. So there's that. We have variant covers as well. We have artwork. I think we sold out of all the artwork. Let me check. We might put up a new piece. So yeah, we sold that. And we sold that one. Yeah, so we sold that. So, oh, also I haven't mentioned in a while, every one of these tiers, every one of the book tiers comes with an accompanying trading card. Absolutely free. So everything is signed and everything comes with a trading card, which is very, very cool. And I'm going to be putting the artwork together for the trading card very soon as well. So here's the sketch tier. So like I said, it's only $20 as an add-on, and it's going to be a killer piece of artwork. And I'm going to show you what that artwork will look like. But first, how do I do this? I'm going to have to go back, I think. Yes. So I'm back. Let's see where you guys are at. I'm going to close up soon, you guys. So, where are we? Weight class. What's going on here? What's happening? Only back CG. I see that. Cough, refresh, cough. Ooh, refresh which one? Wow, you guys have been busy in the chat. Refresh. Let me see which one. I'm going to go to both of them, but let me see. This is the good parts of life. All right, so this is the Vampirella. Oh, I didn't say with the Chrono, but I'll do this one first. Oh, yeah. All right. 5,017, 81 backers. Thanks, you guys. That is so cool. Yeah, so take that, Dan Frega. No, I'm just kidding. I'm good friends with Dan. Dan's a good guy. He's a talented guy, too. He's a talented boy. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thanks. You guys are funny. You guys are awesome. Oot bumpers. Okay, we got that. Looks good. How for asking for commission? Yeah, not right now. If you're signed up for my newsletter, that's usually where I announce when I open the commissions list. So there's something I wanted to show you the layout for the sketchbook. And then I'm going to show you a couple of the sketches that are going to will probably be used in the sketchbook, but will also maybe possibly be in the sketch. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm reading. I can't multitask very well. Yeah, that they may be in the mystery sketch tier. Hey, here's a new face. Art, when are you launching the second chance black and white campaign? Good question. Good question. I think as the black and white Vampirella is winding down, so possibly in 3 weeks or so. 3 weeks or so, we're going to do that. I just want to let you guys. I just want to make sure that you guys you know that everything's being taken care of. That all the it's being sent out. The books are being sent out. That we're in fulfillment and that you guys are being taken care of. Because I don't want any of you to think that you're not going to get your books. So I understand that I have to earn your trust. So I want to make sure that I because I could do it tomorrow, but I don't want too much overlapping because I want you guys to know that I'm earnest and that I want to get these books into your hands. So that's why I'm staggering them the way they are, so that things can be in fulfillment. Then the next campaign will launch, and so on and so on. So we can always have fulfillment, launch, just as a way to keep the faith with all the backers and you guys. So that's the idea behind that. So let me see. I can possibly do this without you guys seeing. Let's hope. And I think this is it. This is it. Is this it? Let me double check. I think that is it. All right. Well, you guys, this is the layout. This is the killer layout that Bob did for me. And it's going to be the layout for the artwork. When you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me do this. Doot. All right, so this is Bob Stone, and Bob Stone does a bunch of stuff for Comics 8. He works, most of the stuff he does is with Zach Yaboy. So he does like the credits pages, lays out the back covers, stuff like that. So Thunderbuns turned me on to Bob. Does that sound weird? Bob's work. And so Bob and I have been brainstorming, and he came up with, based on the blueprint cover idea, the layout will have the blueprint framing the sketches in. So each one of them will have the blueprint all around. So each page will be uniform. And then each one will have the Chrono Mechanics logo in the corner. It's probably going to be smaller. The logo will be a little bit smaller than this. This is still work in progress. And then we'll have the little gold work in progress down in the corner. And then Bob just threw in some drawings that I sent him and put them in just as kind of holding places, just to see how these captions or Eugene's narrative will work, with the drawings. And I think this is killer. What we're going to do is we're probably going to simplify the pages. So each one of the pages won't have this much artwork on them. Maybe 2, maybe 1, 3 tops, but those will probably be smaller images. But if there's something like, Doug as Slash here in the left upper corner, that will probably be a page unto itself. So the cooler stuff or the images that require more of like a spotlight, those will be bigger. So each layout won't be identical, and each layout will have its own narrative that Eugene will be talking about. So man, this is exciting, you guys. And you can see where the spine is, the across, it's white. So when you open this thing up, like top to bottom, the spine will be there. So Bob kind of put this like crease design in there, which I guarantee you, it looks a little strange now because it looks like one big piece of artwork. But when it opens up as a book, it's gonna look killer. And yeah, this is going to be printed up as well. At this point, my wife and I are talking it's going to be at least 40 pages, but we're going to see how much artwork that we can find, and then that will determine the pages. We obviously want more. The more, the better for the backers, but it most likely will not be less than 40 pages, which will be 20 pages back, front, so it'll be printed on both sides. I think that's it. So I was going to show you guys some artwork real quick and then sign off. So I don't know. I've been going over some of this artwork, and these are like early developmental drawings and images of the characters. And I found this one. My gosh, I will never sell this. This is Tom Bancroft. This is his drawing of Doug being called to duty with all these chicks worshiping him as he's jamming on his guitar in the 70s. So you can see it's drawn on animation paper. That's what these little slits and things are on I guess, this side. I got Tom's signature there. And he did this. We're friends. Just such a cool guy. And if you don't know, Tom Bancroft is an ex-Disney animator. He was the key animator on Mushu, the Mulan movie. and he's done just a ton of work for Disney. Just so talented. I can't believe I know some of these guys, and not just know them, but they're also like friends. This is some early Chrono drawings. It's kind of blown out here. I'm gonna close some of the, and they're just a bunch of mechanics coming out at you through time. It's kind of like the idea of the right stuff. So early Chrono Mechanics, every one of the mechanics looked identical. They didn't vary. They had different color suits, but they were all identical. So here's some old posters. I should see if I can get those to you guys as well. Here's a black and white of that color. So you can see they were quantum mechanics. I think this was before Doug was a rock star as well. He was just a 20th century slacker. So he's just a slacker. Let me see, what else do I have? Just some miscellaneous layout ideas. Here's just a thumbnail blow up of some of the Chrono guys jumping into action. Here's a pencil blow up of the mechanics and their core selves. So this is, you guys get to see me making all the mistakes. You get to see, all the different steps that went into making the book. Ideas. These are different ideas for seats for the time truck, dashboard for the time truck. So there's just a lot of stuff. This you guys have seen. This is the loose pencils for Doug. This image is featured in a double page on the site, on the Chrono site. So it's pretty cool. Here's some pencils. This is the Xerox of the pencils. The pencils are pretty tight. Let me see what else I got. Here's a early mechanic doodle. They've kind of changed and got more, I guess, like the kinks taken out. So when I put this one together, I did them separately in separate sheets. So this, and you saw the sketch with the mechanics above. So I did them separately. Let me see here. Here's some alternate page layouts. So there's going to be all kinds of stuff that will be in the sketchbook, but will also be in the that we're going to be selling for that $20, that mystery sketch. So this is original. This will probably be something like that will be in the mystery sketch. So this level, where is that one image? Where is it? There it is. So this is kind of some early exploration of Caravaggio. And there's notes and everything. Here's some kind of effect ideas of them teleporting through time. So there's a lot of work. I think I showed a big old envelope or a folder full of stuff. Here's a layout for Caravaggio whacking Da Vinci with a paintbrush, because Caravaggio in the Chrono Mechanics world, Da Vinci is his arch nemesis. So he blames Da Vinci for stealing all his creations. So this is Caravaggio in his fantasy getting the better of Da Vinci, and he calls him Da Vinci. So he's saying something like, take that, Da Vinci, and Da Vinci's yelling, my painting eye. Because if you can see it, he's got paint in his eye. Yeah, these are the jokes, guys. This is some loopy shit. Some loopy shit. Okay, so we got some more character ideas. This, unfortunately, will not go in the sketch grab, the mystery sketch grab. This is original, and this is painted. So I painted this on image board. So it started off as kind of like a watercolor, but then it just got into a full-on painting. So yes, you guys, I do paint. I don't have time to paint, but I do paint. Yeah, I worked for several years as an illustrator before comic books. You can see it's a little bit more watercolor wash on the background. It's not as tight up here, I guess over here. So yeah, that's Oot. I think it's on image paper, and then there's like a little doodle. Like with the Chrono characters, like even the little side characters, they all have to look like they belong in that world. And it's not easy figuring out how characters work with just dot eyes. It's a lot more challenging than you think. So just exploration early on. This is really broad, like more kind of kids cartoon style. But I did all kinds of exploration with the characters to try to figure out. So this is Doug in the mechanic form. Wow, this is good paper. Image board, no wonder. And so I think I showed some of this, but these are early Chrono Mechanics ideas. And there's the Quantum Mechanics logo. Let me see what's in this envelope. And then I'll wrap it up, you guys. I do appreciate you hanging out. It's been fun. Oh, man. These are originals. These aren't going to be for sale either. This is Fred Hembeck. He was nice enough to do a Chrono Mechanics drawing for me. And then you guys saw me ink this live. So on one of the live streams, I inked Carlo Barbieri. And this is his take on Caravaggio with kind of a Chrono Mechanics style over it. So he left it pretty loose. So then I could kind of go in there and give it a Chrono style. Man, he killed it. This is the variant cover. So if you want to pick up one of the variant covers, that would be one of the artwork. Also, that Tom Bancroft one I showed you, the pencils, that's a variant cover as well. So this, I think this was used. You know what I should use these for? Is the trading card. You know, they had like faces on the back of the trading card. I should use this. This might be in the sketch grab, the mystery sketch. It's quite big. I might have to cut it down a little bit, make it smaller so it fits in the box. But it's going to be all kinds of different stuff, you guys. Oh, on the back is like Ron Randall blue line pencils. That's funny. So here's kind of early on what gave birth to the blueprint idea. So the blueprint idea is the cover, the work in progress sketchbook cover. So you guys can see sometimes, you know, ideas just take on different forms. Oh my gosh, this is an original. Look, I threw ink at it accidentally, so these black spots are. Sometimes I have a bunch of stuff stacked around my table, and when I ink, I throw a little bit of extra ink off on the nib just so it doesn't make a mess. And I threw some ink at this drawing. So this is the pen and ink version of the World Tour drawing. And I don't believe I'm going to be selling that. Oh my gosh. This is the actual hard line of the Quantum Mechanic logo. So you can see how it gave birth to the Chrono Mechanics logo. And the story behind Quantum is some bozo had a book out called Quantum, and he sent a threatening letter to Image Comics when I was with Image publishing Chrono early on. And he said, I have quantum mechanics, and art's got to stop with that. And so Image said, we could fight this. You can use quantum, because quantum mechanics is a term. You can't really copyright it. And so I was in my right, but what Image and my attorney said, they said, we could fight it and you would win, but it would just take forever. It would just take forever. And you want to put your book out. So you should come up with a different name. And you know what, you guys, sometimes these setbacks are for the greater good, because quantum mechanic would just be a generic title, right? But chrono mechanic or chrono mechanics, that's unique. That's different. I can trademark and copyright that. This is a term. So I kind of got into a little bit of trouble with Black and White too, because Black and White, I can't really copyright the name, but I can copyright the IP, like what is under the umbrella of Black and White. So with Chrono Mechanics, that guy did me a favor. I think it's a better name, and the logo looks a lot more fun. I think it more represents the concept. It's bouncy and fun, which is the concept is just hilarious. It is so broad. The humor is so like over the top, you guys. I can't wait till you read the book. Hopefully you get at least a couple chortles, guffaws, laughs, snorts, whatever else I can think of out of the book. So I'm going back in time, back in time. Okay, so we got that. Let's see what Jude says. Looks like you could use a mod to drop links. I already mod for EVS, Malin, Kelsey Shannon, and Sweetcast. I'm pretty responsible. Yeah, I want to do that. And I have been attacked a couple times. So I know I could use it, because you can fall prey pretty easily. Like I'm flying blind here. So I do really appreciate it. And I know you're trustworthy. I've seen you in the other chats. So what somebody mentioned to me, because StreamYards, I can't do it through StreamYard, but somebody said, was it Malin, that you can StreamYard and YouTube. And so somehow I'm going to YouTube. I can fire them up at the same time, because if I go here, you're going to hear me. If you hear me, let me see. Okay. New pin chat. Got it. Okay. Ooh. Wait a minute. Maybe I can. Hold on. How do I do this now? Now I have to figure out how to do this. I think I can do it. I just have to figure out how to do it again. I see your name. Sorry, this is probably really boring. I see your name. I click here. Pin message, go to channel, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user from channel, add as a mod. So Jude, you promise you put your hand up and promise right now that you won't lead me astray. And I'll is your hand up, Jude, right now? Pledge, cross your heart, hope to die. Give him the chrono wrench. All right, man. Let's do this. Okay, so let's see if I can figure this out again. Okay, I go here. And then I add you as a mod. Okay, here it comes. Here's your wrench. Jude is now a moderator for your channel. So I'm going back to my yard stream or StreamYard. And let's see. Bup, 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 bup. Take on an auction. Keep feeding us art. What's that art? Chrono Union meetings. That's definitely when I was developing it for animation. One of the things you have to have like almost like a year's worth of episode ideas, and one of the ideas was that Chrono gets union, or that like a union rep comes and wants to unionize Chrono Incorporated. There's all kinds of like blue collar, stuff, like working class stuff that you can get into. Oh wait, I already did that. Highlight on my chat live. So I believe, Jude, you're in. So be wise. You should take those on one of Ethan's auctions. Oh, the artwork. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Oh no, were they talking about doing one this Friday? If they are, I have a pontificator, so I might have to reschedule. Keep feeding. Dude, that one has Art's eyebrows. Yeah, I got some crazy eyebrows, you guys. Oh, cool. Kingdom Comics says, yeah, you have to pay painstaking attention to even characters that are like extras. They're going to die as soon as you introduce them, LOL. Well, not all of them. Looks nice. $10 confirmed. I made a sale. You guys are getting auction fever, man. Chrono sounds better. Thank you. Thank you. I'm getting down to Chrono is easier to associate the book with time travel, Chrono Trigger, etc., and so on. Yeah, you know what? I think those things came out after my book. And when I was doing my book initially, the first Chrono, I shopped that everywhere. I'm not saying somebody ripped me off, but take the sacred mod oath. I will only use my wrench for good. There's the good. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Keep us safe. Yeah, thank you. And as I go, I'll probably do this more now that I know it works. One of the things I got to do, I wish Thunderbuns was in the chat right now. I would knight him with a wrench as well. I'd whack him right over the head with a wrench. In longest streams and foulest stench, thou shalt use for good thy wrench. No whiskey for shall Cecil clench. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Well, I'm glad I could do that, Jude. So, like I said, as things go along, now that I know how to do it, I will do it. This has been a great little detour from my day, you guys. It's always great hanging out with you. I feel invigorated. I feel like there's an audience out there, and that it's worthwhile creating these comics for you guys. So I'm going to get back into tweaking up some of this dialogue, getting these balloons ready for lettering, and getting this Chrono Mechanics book one step closer to print and one step closer to getting in your hot little hands. Also, please go to Vampirella, black and white. It's in the description, and back a book. We do have a little bit of a friendly competition, me and Dan Frega, because he's got his book up. His is Red Sonja, Evil Ernie, Black Flag crossover. And I think there's two alternates, so you can get Evil Ernie as the main character, and then you can get with Black Flag behind it, and then you can get Evil Ernie with Black Flag behind it. So Black Flag kind of works as like a backdrop, but it's a killer backdrop, man. There's so much work done in that thing, and I do believe he's way ahead of me. So there's some serious catch up. I'm not holding my breath, but if you guys could go check it out, back it if you like it, and Chrono Mechanics Retrofit is still in demand. The link is in the description as well. So click on that. Go check it out. If you like what you see, back it. And if you already have backed it, I guarantee if you get one of those $20 mystery sketches, it's going to be cool, because either you're going to see some behind the scenes stuff that no one will ever see, or you're going to see stuff that directly relates to the comic book, or you'll see it in the sketchbook. So it's a pretty cool idea. At least I think it is. Pat myself on the back, and please go check it out. And like I said, if you've already backed, it's an add-on, no additional shipping, and it will go out at the same time your book does. Oh my gosh, how could I not remember this? Hold on, I gotta go. My wife told me not to forget this, and I almost forgot it because I don't listen to her. No, I do. She's probably listening in on all this. We are only, let me do the math. Okay, so it's 37,271. Okay, so at 37.5, you guys will unlock a new stretch goal. And the new stretch goal is the upgraded cover. So you're going to get like a graphic novel square bound cover with deluxe paper. Like a heavier cardboard stock for the cover. It'll probably be laminated too, like the black and white ones will. It's just a dressy, just a real nice dressy, like looking book. It'll clasp the joint up. So let me do the math. Okay, so if that's almost 300, that's 225, 26, 27. It's like 230, 229. Is that right? 229. $229. I hope I got the math right. My brain's kind of farting right now. So, I mean, we're really close, like a little over $200. And you guys will have another stretch goal. And she told me to remind you of this. We have, if you back it to, you're already going to get all the stretch goals. Come to the site, check out the stretch goals. There's a ton of cool stretch goals, but there's one that we're shipping out right now. So if you back a book, you will get this right now. You'll probably get it either tonight or early tomorrow. Is the 116-page. It's, oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's the screenplay. It's the Chrono Mechanics screenplay that took years to write. Me and Matthew Hillary, brilliant screenwriter, put together. And it's based on Chrono Mechanics, the comic book. It veers, like it's definitely its own beast. It's definitely a movie script. I mean, it reads like a movie script. It doesn't read like a novel or a comic book. And it's so cool. But the good thing is, because all of us are quarantined and have cabin fever right now, these PDFs are going out now. So you don't have to wait till the book is printed and all this other stuff. So the main reason we even wanted to do this as a stretch goal, my wife and I, Pamela, is to get these books into your hands, or get this PDF into your hands. So if you back now, you will get the PDF. And if you guys haven't got the PDF yet, let me know and we'll ship those out to you. Well, we'll email them out to you. So the PDF comes to your emails. And if it's not in your email, check your spam, because sometimes they go to spam, and I think we're sending it through WeTransfer. So all these files are going through WeTransfer. So if you see WeTransfer, most likely it's the Chrono Mechanics movie script. So you guys have that to look forward to as well. And we're getting those out ASAP for you guys. So the good thing is you'll have something to read and help pass the time while you're bored and quarantined. So I think I covered everything. Everything. Oh, look at this. He's not abusing his wrench duties at all. Oh, Mighty Joe Young, are you 229 backer? Oh, very cool, man. Awesome. Did you get your movie script? Let me know. 112. Oh, it's 112 page, so you did get it. I'll make a note of that. Make sure I update the site. I do not want to false advertise. Where's okay, I'll write it here. So it's 112 pages. All right. So I'll get on that. So thank you, Mighty Joe Young, and thanks for backing. So it's not 116 pages. It's 112 pages, which is better because you always want to stay with screenplays less. Less is more to executives. They can always add, but you don't want to, they can add to the script, but you don't want something that's too clumsy, too bulky. They don't like it. Yeah, it's just a PDF. So we're not sending out hard copies. It doesn't make much sense to send a hard copy anyway. And I'm pretty sure you could print it out if you wanted a hard copy of the script. It's a script. It's, written words on a piece of paper. So a PDF, I figured, is just as good as if I sent, and also like 116 pages is a lot of pages. It would cost a lot to ship it. So this way we can get it right to you right now. Oh, cool, man. Gaming or what? Backed at day one. Thank you, man. You guys are the best. And like I said, if you want to do one of the sketches as an add-on, it's always there as an option. So Brian says, yo, Art, hell, all my Comics Gate peeps. Hell to the chat. Hell to everybody. Hell to Comics Gate. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. It's been a blast. Little detours are good. Tangents are good in life. So I took a little one today hanging out with you guys. You guys are the best. And please check your subs. Make sure that you're still subscribed to this channel. YouTube are always doing shenanigans. And I got a few of you that have let me know that some of the notices you're not getting them. So when I go live, you're not being notified. So double check. Please like if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, and encourage people to like and subscribe. It does help, and the more the merrier, I say. So take care, you guys. Be safe. Wash your hands a lot. Be nice to your fellow man. Don't be a dick. Pamela, you want to say anything? Tell everybody to be safe. We'll give them parting shots.
Of course, always.
And wash those hands. Show your cute little adorable hands. Like do a washing your hands.
Oh, I've seen so many videos on that stuff lately.
Yeah. So we're doing good. We're keeping safe. You guys do the same. We'll get through this somehow, some way. So thanks for hanging again. Take care. And take care again.